Greetings. If you like these daily crypto analysis videos, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm Crypto Snake, back again to discuss some Bitcoin analysis. Today we'll examine Bitcoin, Ethereum, and why this market correction might be a good thing. Let's start with Bitcoin. So what's been going on here? Up? Down? No one knows where it's going right now. One thing I can say is that the possibility of it breaking 6770 went from being possible to hopelessly impossible anytime in the near future in lieu of any major market manipulation. So let's just get into it here. On the 1-day chart, you can actually see down here, the Chico span did in fact break into bearish territory before this little market manipulation candle here. And why do I call that a market manipulation candle here? Well, we're gonna have to go down to the 1 hour to see that, but before I get down into there, it has definitely broken down into bearish territory here. The RSI is still rising, but the price is lowering, which is very bearish. As you can see, we're about to hit the 37 area resistance here and potentially break back down. We could go up to 41, 42, give or take, and pull back to about here before breaking down, but I'm pretty sure this pump here is probably going to be over here soon. So if we go down to the 1 hour chart, you can see what I'm talking about here. This movement right here is not normal. We were still moving incredibly bearish with a very wide disconnect between the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen here, and then just this one candle out of nowhere under the I think actually if you go down to the 5 minutes, yeah, so within 1 5-minute period this price just right through the roof. So that's why I call it manipulation. It's probably a high functioning trading bot or something just trying to pump some money and trying to make it into a more bullish scenario right now, but it's going to be short-lived unless there's more manipulation to come. It should break back down. As you can see, it's hidden here at the top of the RSI, just straight from the bottom, straight through three resistance areas here, straight up to the top, followed by a rebound. So I don't foresee that sticking around for very long. Absolute bog manipulation candle there. The entire area right now for me on Bitcoin is a no trade area, especially for leverage trading. As you can see here, if you got into a short here, you know, and wrote it down, oh, you're about to sell here, oh, back up, you know, back up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's just liquidation central here. So I'm sticking out of this area and calling it a no trade zone. But what is interesting this week is Ethereum. Ethereum has broken historical support here around 0.053 for Bitcoin, and it is just absolutely being decimated this week. Little to no effect really from the Bitcoin pump, really not anything major from the pump up, but the drop down has been exponential for it, which is again more proof that the ETF pump on Bitcoin was little more than just the equivalent of an exchange listing, where the price just pumped up and didn't really take anything with it. All the altcoins kind of suffered from it, as you can see in the altcoin market today. We'll take a look at this. Let's refresh the altcoin market today. Everyone is being affected by the Bitcoin dump, and they were not affected that well from the pump. So all in all, Bitcoin is kind of screwed over every other coin right now, including Ethereum. Now the good news is, with Ethereum dropping this low, I think its price is about, I think it's close to $300 now. It is a great time to pick up Ethereum. Going back to all-time high for $300 to, it was about $1,200 at the peak, I believe. That is a 4-time swing. So once Ethereum hits bottom, it'll definitely be worth looking into and picking up. Seeing Ethereum get down to these low prices has definitely got me excited again. Just to imagine how fresh this market is right now, that, you know, you didn't miss that boat before Ethereum or Bitcoin took off. When you look at it in the grand scale, it's kind of like getting into the stock market again at the bottom, which proves to be a very lucrative position. As you can see here, it's broken down below the 1-day RSI, so it is definitely due for a pump up eventually, but it's also in between this support area here, this very small resistance at 0.52, all the way down to here. So this is a decent range to actually trade, if not leverage trade into, but I will definitely be scooping up some Ethereum down below $400 to hold long term. And before I get onto the news here for today, if you would like to join our free Telegram for insights on the market, including Bitcoin and a sneak peek to my personal entries and exits, join t.me/CryptoSnakePit. Links are in the description below. Also in the VIP group, we've been making some savage gains throughout this bear trend, pulling 10% profits on my ADA call, 20% on WON. And if you would like more information on how to get into the VIP group, information is in the description below. So let's get on to the news here. So FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, has been receiving 1,500 crypto complaints a month. Now, in a space like this, it just goes to show just how young this space is. You know, there's not a lot of security there. The space itself really doesn't have a lot of massive adoption, which is why we see these reports of, you know, complaints and crimes and all this stuff, because there just isn't that regulation in there. And it just goes to show how young this space is and how early it is to actually be getting into this market right now, which is good because that means we're down at the bottom floor basically. So some other bullish news to kind of support my theory here. Early crypto adopter Dish Network now accepts Bitcoin Cash. Now we're seeing this more and more, that these mainstream media companies, just mainstream companies in general, are now starting to accept Bitcoin. You know, they're starting to accept altcoins, and all in all, that's very bullish for the space. And getting that mainstream adoption will obviously cause prices to soar. So it's just another reason that I think this entire dump here is going to prove absolutely lucrative in the long run. So going back to Coinbase chart here, I just want to lay out why it's actually important for us to get down to 5,500 here, because as you can see, we were downtrending steadily down here, and in lieu of the ETF pump, we probably would have continued trending down to 5,500, which I believe is a very good support line, and possibly had started trending upwards. Now I think this entire uptrend here was a little premature, and honestly might have a bad effect on Bitcoin. We've seen this in altcoins a lot. If they're trending down and then they have an exchange listing and they artificially pump, well, you know, they go up a lot, but then they tend to overcorrect even more so than they normally would. So it's potentially possible that we could break through the 5,500 support here. It's very possible just to overcorrect down before continuing back up. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But I honestly think a bounce down is absolutely necessary to actually see a stable Bitcoin recovery. As you can see, you know, you see these candles here, just wick, going all over the place, starting to settle down. You can see they're getting smaller and smaller. We need that stability before we can actually start to uptrend again. So I think the uptrend is coming. I think if you discount this entire pump here, you know, we're on our way to a recovery, to a triple bottom here. So long-term growth of Bitcoin, I think, is very bullish right now. For the next week or so, we're definitely bearish. I would not be surprised to see 5,500, possibly lower, if we break that support level. But right now, based on where we're teetering in between this zone here with the little manipulation candle, I definitely expect us to hit 6,000 again. Very you know, it's marginal support there, not very big. The big support line is down at 50 or so. If we tap that, I could see us going down, hitting it, bouncing back up, and then continuing down. So that's my overview for the market today, and that's all I have to say for it. So this is Crypto Snake signing off.